make sure your marketing strategy is aligned with the business strategy. Talk to the business stakeholders to understand where the business is heading, where the gaps, where the opportunities.
Welcome to Marketing Predictions 2025. I'm Kevin Huang, Chief Operating Officer of the South China Morning Post. With great pleasure, I welcome Haymans Fung, Standard Chartered Bank's Global Head of Wealth and Retail Bank Marketing and Head of Wealth and Retail Bank Marketing for Hong Kong. Today, we'll discuss Haymans' success in 2024 and what lies ahead for 2025. Standard Chartered Bank has had a remarkable year, highlighted by several notable partnerships and events, including its inaugural Family Office Forum in Hong Kong. Haymans, welcome to the SCMP studio. I know it's been very busy year for you, and I hope you've been getting some sleep, but I want to know what has been keeping you up at night and what has been on the top of your mind in this last year.
There are three things that are occupying my mind a lot. I think the first one is really how we can inspire the community and add value to the community. I often reflect genuinely how we can really give back to the community. Standard Chartered Bank, as the Nok Swing Bank in Hong Kong, is really almost like the fabrics of Hong Kong. So what we do touches a lot of lives in Hong Kong, and we have a great platform. So it is important that what we do is really inspiring and have values to the community. It's not just about growing the business, it's really about maintaining the balance between short-term growing the business, but also long-term contributing to the community and building our brand. So that's number one. And then the number two things that's important is really about doing justice for the brand and accurately reflect what our colleagues do every day. We have a lot of great people in Standard Chartered Bank, and they work so hard to serve the Hong Kong community. And so it's important that what the marketing that we do able to reflect their hard work and reflect the good work that they do related to the point number one that I just talked about. We are here for like over 150 years, so it's important that we're injecting or projecting that credibility and stability to the growth of Hong Kong. So that's the second thing. I think the third piece is really about my team. Being able to grow and nurture my team, especially now that I'm in my new role, where 80% of the teams are not in Hong Kong. So it's important for me to pick up that skills of building that trust and personal relationship, even though I don't see them a lot. I think it's important for marketing to have that safe environment so that they can think independently, and also they can think creatively and they experiment to come up with something new and interesting for the community and to be different from our competitors.
Sounds like it's been an interesting year because you talked about building that trust and the relationship with your colleagues, and I think that's exactly what a bank does. I really love the fact that you talked about how a bank is not just about profits and returns to shareholders, but is also contributing back to the community. As your company's tagline says, the bank has been here for hundreds of years,
yes,
and you are absolutely here for good, and you
Correct.
will always be here with Hong Kong as one of your key markets. Were there any surprises in 2025?
Yes, one of the campaigns that we did in Hong Kong really surprised me as in how good and the impact that it has generated. And it is not a business or product campaign. It's really a campaign about fraud prevention awareness. You probably have seen it also. We wrapped a local dim sum place, and our target audience are the older generation because they usually fall victim of fraud cases. Because older generations like to go dim sum in the morning. This is where all these insights coming from. We want to make anti-fraud easy to understand and easy to swallow, just as relevant as dim sum in the morning. And at the same time, we also wrap up a local restaurants on the streets because we also want to bring in that helping SME and neighborhood small businesses in Hong Kong. And it's a combination with charity element as well. We also bring in older generations from the St. James to come and enjoy the dim sum with us. So I think all in all, it's very interesting. It's a great initiative, and that's very well received.
I think sometimes the best surprises are the ones that, that is true to what a business should do, which is, make sure that the healthy community that you operate in and that everyone thrives together. And sometimes it's not just about growing profits.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's making sure that the people most vulnerable to things like scams and fraud are well educated and protected, and make it simple for them to understand. It's simple, but it's smart enough, but it's good that everyone can relate to it. 2025 seems to be shaping up to be an eventful year.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the things that will worry you the most, or how you're thinking about 2025?
Okay, 2025. I see there are a few like mega trends that would be important for marketers to catch, especially in my industry. One of the key things which I came up with the term is really ethical banking. I think consumers is going to have very high standard in terms of how we operate as a bank, from a transparency perspective, sustainability perspective, D&I, as well as client engagement and how we design a product. People will hold us accountable for doing the right thing, like financially and for the community. And this is the right thing to do. And I think this is actually an advantage for Standard Chartered, because this is how we've been operating for over 150 years. And this is what we're good at. So what we need to do is really, to double down on this and to be able to promote it and also build our brand around the good work that we do for the community.
Sure. So very local, but global.
Correct.
Is where you operate.
Yeah. So that's one trend. The second trend that I feel is important is really the hyper personalization, because of data analytics and AI becoming a lot more dominant and a lot more into everyone's lives. So the way that we use data and technology will enable us, from a client engagement perspective, and also from a predictability perspective, to do a lot better. But I think clients will not only want tailor-made product, they will want deeper, meaningful relationship and interaction, but at the same time to be able to respect their boundaries. Because we don't want to be like overly freaky and overly intrusive into their lives.
Sure, I think that's good, because just as how your family business, family office event has brought some of the wealthiest families together. We as humans obviously crave the human interaction.
Correct.
And nothing replaces all that. But yes, we do recognize that technology, AI, automation, that makes our lives easier. Haymans, one word. How would you sum up your 2024? And what do you think 2025 will look like? Okay,
2024 to me is fast. It has gone by so fast. And it's partly, this has been a really fruitful year for me, very fulfilling. Looking after Hong Kong plus all the other markets and getting to know the colleagues and getting to know the business, because we are not just, like we are very big in Hong Kong, but then it's not just Hong Kong. We're actually very deeply integrated into a lot of the different markets that we're in and doing a lot of great work. For example, Middle East and Africa. And so that makes me very proud, but then it also makes me very busy, because so many opportunities, so many good work that we're doing, we need to be able to tell the good stories from a marketing perspective. And then of course we need to grow our business. So at the same time, we need to think of campaigns that are very useful and beneficial in terms of growing business. So fast, really fast, but in a good way, happy way.
Sure.
2025, I would say color, because I see that our business will still be very diverse. And our company purpose is actually about to propel commerce and prosperity with our unique diversity. And the way that, because I'm a marketer, I'm a very visual person, the way that I think about diversity is really different colors.
Of course.
Different colors also goes with all the different countries that we operate in, and we have a lot of different colleagues from different cultures. And that actually brings in a lot of colors to our business and also to the marketing that we do. And that goes back really to the humanity, which is the core to our business.
So it was fast and color.
Yes.
Will 2025 add up to be a fast and colorful year for you?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't mind. I hope a little slower.
Sure. You know, we're all deep in our knees with budgeting season and strategy for 2025. Whilst we're all in the middle of it and you're probably slightly ahead of that process, do you have any advice or insights you can share with fellow marketers who are watching this?
Sure. Number one is really to make sure your marketing strategy is aligned with the business strategy. Talk to the business stakeholders, talk to the CFO to understand where the business is heading, where the gaps, where the opportunities. Make sure the marketing is solving this for the business and helping the business to grow. Because at the end of the day, we're there to support our business growth. So that's that. But then, of course, we need to have that professionalism to look at the short-term growth versus the long-term brand building. That's the job of marketers. So that's one thing. I think the second thing is really about internal marketing. We do a lot of good work, and marketing teams always work so hard, and we always stay for late night. But then we also measure our success. We have for those who are doing performance marketing. Out there, you must know your data, and we do measure our success. We look at what channels attribute to what business, what channels most effective, and so forth. But a lot of the time we retain this kind of knowledge within the marketing team. And so the stakeholders outside of the CFO or our bosses or business people, they just think we're fluffy and you're just doing packaging and all this, which is not true. We also have science. We also measure our success. We also ride on insights, especially nowadays. Data is so important to what we do. So I think we need to really communicate that and to our internal stakeholders. And another piece is really to be flexible, to be open-minded, to talk to your business and to know what's out there across industries, within your firm, to really bring in the creativity. I think creativity is still what makes marketing different from other professions and also makes marketing interesting comparatively.
Yeah, and I think, we spend a lot of time doing storytelling and projecting our brand. Like you said earlier, we want to do our brands justice by telling the stories externally. I think it's a great advice that sometimes we neglect telling that same story to our internal stakeholders, and that's super, super important. And that's really, really good advice. And with that, today we've heard about Standard Chartered Bank's marketing achievements in 2024 and explore insights for the year ahead that will help you elevate your marketing and drive business growth. Thank you, Haymans Fung, for joining me and sharing your marketing predictions 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.